Before we mount our MTH Realtrax on our modular layout, we decided to weather the rails along with the fastenings, giving them a rusty look, and the ties, sleepers, giving them a brown or gray look. We will add more weathering after completing the ballasting to give it a dirtier look. In our first attempt at weathering, we gained valuable insights. It is slow going, but only doing a 5-foot by 9-foot layout, we feel it will be worth the effect in the end. Following numerous trials, we attained a lighter, rusty appearance for the rails by combining burnt umber with a small amount of burnt sienna to achieve a reddish hue. Once the rails were rusted, we used an assortment of colors for the ties to give different weathering effects, starting out with raw umber, which in our thoughts gave us the newer, fresher tie look. We used a very narrow short brush. Randomly painting the ties, we skipped around with no pattern. Next, to give various aging of the ties, we went to grays. Interestingly, some paints spell it G-R-A-Y and some G-R-E-Y. We first went with the deep gray, again with a random pattern. Surprisingly, the deep gray was not a huge contrast from the raw umber. For a different shade of gray, we went to dark gray. For an even lighter gray, we went to the medium gray, mixing in just a couple of drops of whitewash to lighten it even a little more. Next, to add more weathering and effects, we went over the dark ties very lightly with gray. The paint was too thick, and we learned a better process on the gray ties. In this first attempt, our paint was too thick, and we smeared the paint with a Q-tip, smearing the paint as thin as we could get it. We discovered the technique of diluting the paint with water and using a very fine brush tip, gently applying it to the surface. With the brush very wet, watering down the paint worked much better, as you can see when we did the gray ties, touching with the darker colors. We then followed brushing with a dry brush to soften the effect. We hope you enjoy this, our second video in our O-scale HAWKEYE Express construction. Join us and watch for more to come as we progress on our HAWKEYE village and the building of our first O-scale layout. You may also find some other fun videos on our channel.